What's good? It's Chigozi. It's Wednesday, October 30th, 2019. We're going to see why we have these two actors in the front page propaganda, these two black agents for the federal government, R. Kelly and Barack Obama. What Obama gets right about cancel culture. Remember that Obama ran on hope and change. Change equals 38. Just use an alphabetical order. C is the third letter, H is the eighth, A is the first, and so on. You add them, 38. Cancel equals 38 as well. That's the number for death, for killing, for murder, for RIP. Okay, that type of number. Cancel, change. So they put that right here. But let's get out the very obvious pieces. Today's 30/10, a lot like 31. Obama equals 31. When you reverse the alphabetical order and reduce each letter to a single digit, so reversing, A is 26, Z is 1, 1 plus 2 is 3, 2 plus 5 is 7. You just add each letter to a single digit, so you get 31 when you do that. Today is 30/10, in numerology you drop to 0. You can also look at it this way, it's 10/30, 103. But again, you see how they're playing with it. You drop the 0 numerology, it's the same thing. Today also did with 59 numerology, and that's why we have two Negroes in the propaganda. That's exactly how the government is laying it out as. It's not me being any sort of way. It's understand how Negro equals 59. Black History Month, the month dedicated to black people, ends February 28th, the 59th day of the year. Negro 59, slave 59. See how Negro equals 32 as well? Obama 32, Barack Obama also equals 32. 76 like Negro. So this is how they do it. They use the alphabetical order, the rules of numerology, reverse alphabetical order, rules of numerology, very same repetitive patterns, and then they put it inside all this propaganda. So I also want to call this out before we move forward. R. Kelly always doing things by the number 18. Why? Because R is the 18th letter, and the federal government, they instructed him to go by the name R. Kelly. Understand, these people don't name themselves. They're named by this one world order. I mean, look what this guy's doing. Obviously some Freemason. R. Kelly, his name is Robert Sylvester Kelly. Robert equals 33. Like Masonry. Kelly has this 20 number, death 20, very ritual shaming number. But look how he's born 1/8, January 8th. R is the 18th letter, born January 8th. Now check this out. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 all the way up to 18 is 171. The sum of the numbers 171, or excuse me, the sum of the numbers 1 through 18 gives you 171, which means it's the 18th triangular number. Do you see the relationship these numbers have? So look what happens when we use gematria again with this propaganda. R. Kelly was a no-show at a federal court hearing because of a toenail infection. Because of a what? Toenail infection. Toenail infection, I'll write that out for you. Toenail infection equals 171 using the alphabetical order. And 81 when you apply numerology. He's born 8/1, ritual 81, race 81, this is race-based propaganda, toenail infection 171. So they're writing down 18 and 81, a lot like his birthday. 1/8, 8/1, R, the 18th letter, Kelly. See how clear that is inside this federal government fake news? And again, we have these two Negroes on the front page because it's the date with 59 numerology. And we have to see how many days from their birthday they're participating in this. And don't forget, here's the main part as well. Nigger equals 30. It's the 30th day of the month. 443, Masonic 43, killing 43. I don't know what R. Kelly equals. Like I forget what it equals. R. Kelly, 34, the reflection of 43. 83, like murder. He has murder, killing stuff in his name. And this is really important. You can say, well, even if he dies at 90 or 108 or whatever, which would be hilarious if he dies at 108, like 18, but it's because of these numbers in his name, they have to put him through this type of ritual shaming. They're murdering his career, his persona. So they don't, just because you have this name gematria does not mean that you're going to have to die early. I mean, he still could, but the fact that he's being used in this type of sensationalized federal government nonsense, you see it. And if you're new to this channel, understand, this is who's putting it out. It's a one world order. They call themselves federal. 33, 39, like Masonry. That's how you remember it. Masonry, 33, 39. Zionism, 39. 84. Jesuit 84. The Jesuit order. The cabal of false ones. The Scottish Rite Freemasons. These are the primary people involved in this. Now speak of the devil. 409. 4-minute, 9-second video. Scottish 49. Revelation 49. Let's go back to this, because there's a lot more we gotta see. February 22nd, 2019 is the date they have in this R. Kelly video. February 22nd, 2019. A date with 18 numerology. R. Kelly, 18. Or excuse me, R is just 18. The 18th letter, 18 numerology, they have that here. There's plenty more numerology there as well. We saw 43, but I'm keeping this really simple, because I still want to go through Obama. But I want to see how many days from R. Kelly's birthdays is he participating in this fake news today. Whoops, wrong tool. So, how old is he right now? R. Kelly, this guy is 52 years old. It's from his 52nd birthday till today. What are they even saying? Oh, he has no show at a federal court hearing because of a toenail infection. And this goes off the whole thing I was saying last video. You know, the federal, you got to show up to federal court. And I'll explain it later. But 9 months, 22 days, just shy of 42 weeks, just above 42 weeks. 42 weeks and 1 day from his 52nd birthday, which means it's 42 weeks and 2 days. This is very, very good. If you've been following my last few videos, we saw an example of 422, and I explained how 422 is used to stamp 42 on black people, because it's the satanic cipher. When you read it, well, I'll start off. Nigger 42, Jackie Robinson word number 42, Martin equals 42, etc. 42, when you read it out, you get 422 in the satanic cipher, which is 36 through 61. 6 times 6, 36. 61 is the 18th prime. 6 plus 6 plus 6. 18. Or excuse me, not 18, but... So... We're almost done here. So 42 gives you 422. 42 weeks and 2 days from his birthday. So we're going to see Obama's birthday now and see how they're going to do the same thing from him. I don't know what they've done. It could not be by the same pattern, but there's always these race numbers with these people, with these actors for the government. In the Jewish cipher, Obama equals 84. Obama equals 84. He's born 8/4. So let's see from how many days from his birthday is he participating in this. Obama. Understand, this guy is not the type of person that you want to be looking up to. He is a deceiver, a pawn, an actor. Conspiracy 123. 2 months, 26 days, expecting the number 93. Stand up black people all the time. When you read out 2026, you get 93. 88 days. Very interesting. Trump does equal 88. Why is he even in the propaganda? There's definitely a deeper riddle here in this I haven't seen. Pentagon releases first images from raid that killed the leader of ISIS. This is fake news propaganda. Government 52, Prophecy 52.
Then the former president talked about being a little too pious about politics. Listen.
ISIS 52. See? ISIS 52.
Purity, and you're never compromised. You're always politically woke and all that stuff. You should get over that quickly. The world is messy.
He's a comedian. This is an actor.
Ambiguities. People who...
This guy's literally a legit actor. But you see what they're doing. This is how... You see live, this just came up. This is a perfect way to just close this out. Live, Pentagon releases first images from raid that killed the leader of ISIS. It's just coming out now on a label with a life lesson number of 52. ISIS equals 52. Do you see how they're using this gematria to pump out the news all the time? See how the life lesson number means it's more significant? And they let you know first images from this big raid killing an ISIS leader. And then President Trump with his Medal of Honor. Alright, you know what? Without making this video, it's going to go one of two ways. It's going to go one of two ways. While it's on commercial, I did want to finish up some things. So, from R. Kelly's upcoming birthday, I wanted to see how many that was. I never did it. 71 days. Let's see, 20th prime. We had the death numbers. Murder numbers, but somebody wants a 20th prime, death 20. 10 weeks, 1 day, assassin 101 in the English ordinal. This is part of his character assassination. Assassin 101 using the alphabetical order. 10 weeks and 1 day. See how they're doing it? 2 months, 9 days. R. Kelly equals 29, using the alphabetical order, the rules of numerology. R. Kelly 29, from this day to his upcoming birthday, his upcoming 53rd birthday, 2 months, 9 days. R. Kelly in the propaganda by the numbers. So, 40 weeks from Obama's upcoming birthday. Let's see the propaganda.
That U.S. Bradley fighting vehicles carrying troops are beginning to be on the move, and as soon as later this week, they may move back into those eastern oil fields in Syria to carry out President Trump's order to protect and control the oil fields. So, good news that they have gotten Baghdadi. He will bring no more misery to anyone, but the mission in Syria, the anti-ISIS mission, very much continues, Wolf.
See, it continues. Your tax dollars continues.
General McKenzie, Barbara, as we heard, that
Bible Command 113A.
The possibility of ISIS launching what he called retribution attacks, retaliatory strikes against the U.S. and others. And he did point out that the Kurdish forces, the so-called
SDF
74 forces, they did support the U.S. early on, provided what he called some very helpful early.
This is it.
And that was significant. I think one new nugget is that Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi had 2 children that were brought in with him, that he brought in
2 children
with him, not 3.
58.
Initially reported those children were under 12 years old, according to General McKenzie.
12 number for completion.
They died in this process as well when he exploded that suicide vest. And the information about the canine, this dog, he points out, General McKenzie, that these canines, these
serious dog star ritual
members of our forces, the scenting working dogs, they can determine where humans are hiding much better than humans can determine that. So they play a really critical role.
They did indeed, Wolf. You know, there was another detail let me bring to light here. The DNA match, which of course at the end of the 2-hour mission allowed them to declare jackpot, allowed them to know that they had Baghdadi dead. What they revealed today is that the actual final DNA match was actually made by a DNA sample that they had from Baghdadi from many years back when he was in detention by U.S. and coalition forces at a place called Camp Bucca back during the Iraq War. And, you know, this is his detention in Camp Bucca. Many people might point to
I'm gonna get struck for this shit, guys.
Of ISIS, essentially. He was obviously a very hostile militant at that time. And when
because it's a play from the government. They're real.
His ideology and his views. So it's pretty interesting that they had his DNA from all the way back when the U.S. first detained him. I think General McKenzie also making the point that every military commander will tell you, ISIS is not gone. The physical caliphate, the physical territory,
ISIS was never here.
Hundreds, if not thousands of square miles that they controlled back starting in 2014 to 2015. They do not control that anymore. That space, perhaps even now more complicated because the Russians, the Syrians, Iranian forces have moved in. ISIS does not control that, but ISIS is a group of cells and ideological adherents all over the world now. I don't think anybody believes that they are gone. The goal, perhaps, is to make sure that they can no longer assemble the financing, the organization, the training to launch large-scale attacks. But I don't think anybody really believes that that ideology is defeated and that there won't be people out there who are adherents to that ideology trying to carry out attacks, perhaps on their own, perhaps in groups.
Well, what did you make, Barbara, of the fact that General McKenzie, as the commander of the U.S. military's Central Command, could not confirm the description that President Trump offered Sunday morning in making the announcement of the death of Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, that the way he died, like a dog, whimpering, the president going into all sorts of specific adjectives in describing the last few seconds of Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, but the commander of the U.S. military Central Command said he couldn't confirm that information.
Right. Well,
it's a bunch of fake bullshit propaganda.
Secretary Mark Esper unable publicly to confirm that information. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley, unable to confirm that information, and General McKenzie, the head of U.S. Central Command. They have all caveated it, saying that perhaps the president spoke to some.
Because it's not true.
They believe that he planned to call a member of the team and offer congratulations. There's no evidence yet publicly.
There's never evidence.
The White House has
you see how they're mocking you.
And you now have the top 3 officials
fake news
they
propaganda.
Think that the president had planned to call a member of the team, but they simply don't know where the president came up with that language, which is why I go back to, I thought it was
video 3.
Perhaps not conclusive, but interesting that General McKenzie is the first one I have heard to make the point that it is possible, and they have to sort out all the details, but that it is possible Baghdadi either fired his weapon or attempted to fire his weapon. But the 3 top officials who know every piece of classified information about this raid, I guarantee you they know the details. None of them yet publicly have been able to confirm what the president said.
Barbara, I want you to stand
so we're supposed to believe what 3 actors from the government are going to tell us? I mean, come on.
Intelligence community.
Oh, let's see what this name equals. Probably the same racist pattern.
From General McKenzie, the head of the U.S. military Central Command.
Well, Wolf, you know, as many people have said, I think there's absolutely no doubt that the elimination of Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is a win for the United States.
Sean Turner.
You know, this is someone who was a titular head of ISIS, and the individuals who carried out this raid, you know, we owe them a debt of gratitude. I think it's really important to point out here, and Barbara has said this and others have said this, is that, you know, first of all, from an intelligence perspective,
Civil Rights 64,
on ISIS was
161.
It was clear that his role as
always his patterns with the black people
was something that, you know, in the public sphere we still understood to be
Turner
the case,
33,
but behind the scenes he was having more trouble communicating,
39,
more trouble rallying his forces, more trouble
39,
direction. And so it was inevitably the case that at some point, as ISIS attempted to reconstitute, as they continued to try to carry out attacks, that his influence was not going to be as significant as it was. That said, it's also important for people to remember that ISIS, it emerges and then it kind of fades back into society, and then these individuals come out again. So while this is a victory, certainly for the United States, and we should celebrate not only the decision to carry out this raid,
celebrate what?
Who were brave enough to do it, we have to remain vigilant, and I think that's the message that everyone is.
Look at this piece of shit.
And Wolf, if I could, just one note on this issue of describing the way that Baghdadi died. I heard the president's comments on this, and I think that something else is going on here. Look, I spent 21 years in the Marine Corps, and I cannot imagine a scenario during my time in the Marine Corps where we would have had a kill on the battlefield like this, and the general officers, people in positions of authority at the Pentagon, would have stepped forward and thought it was necessary, thought it was appropriate to describe the last minutes of someone's life the way that the president did. Look, that may have been the way that he died, but I just think that for those of us who serve this country and who have been in combat, it's not necessary, it's inhumane, and not something that I think the general would have done, even if he knew that that was the case.
What's also significant that you
because it's fake news.
Not only as a U.S. Marine, but also in the intelligence community, Sean, is the description that General McKenzie had for the initial intelligence that was provided to the U.S. by the Kurdish forces, the SDF, the Syrian Defense Forces. He said that early intelligence was very helpful in supporting this operation, and explain the significance of that.
The significance of that cannot be underestimated.
It cannot be underestimated because it's all fake news. You guys literally just heard that. We spent 10 minutes looking at the propaganda. You heard all the bullshit they were saying. I mean, it's just crazy. And then they're even like letting you know, like, yeah, this really would never happen. I've been in the military for 21 years. It's not how it's supposed to be. It's like they're literally cluing you in that it's always a play. It is fake. And you saw the video. I mean, they just played the same bullshit over and over again. I mean, I hope YouTube doesn't say I'm showing graphical stuff. I mean, the news is showing it to everyone for free online or on TV. I mean, you could be at a bar watching that, or at a library. They could be having that playing for everyone to see. So why am I going to get in trouble for showing you the news? With my commentary, fair use. That's why I tried to talk when I could. But you saw it there. I mean, we're going to close it from there. It's fake news propaganda. ISIS is fake. Again, today's a day with 52 life less than number. You saw what they're talking about. It was all about ISIS, Baghdadi. Should we celebrate? Celebrate what? Baghdadi, if you look at the narrative, he didn't like America. Can you blame him? This bullshit nation run by a bunch of banker tyrants, why would he wanted to stop it all? And we should celebrate the guy trying to fight back? Or, you know what I mean? It's like, no, obviously, but of course, he's just an actor for the Freemasons. It's a play. It's crap. You saw the video. I mean, it's a bunch of bullshit. There's so much more graphic shit on YouTube. Watch me get flagged. I mean, it's just stupid. All right, peace out.